So I have this vivid memory from when I was in like 4th grade. I was about 10 years old. And I remember the recess bell would ring and I would sprint to the door out onto the soccer field, and I would line up with a bunch of other kids, and we would wait for the 6th graders who checked out the soccer ball to pick teams. The bigger, more talented kids always got picked first. And I just remember thinking to myself how much I wanted to get picked. I just wanted somebody to see that I was a good little player and want me on their team. I remember standing there as the line thinned out and thinking of the advice that my mom gave me to keep my chin up and my shoulders back and try to make eye contact so I could look confident. I just remember standing there feeling sick to my stomach and thinking the only thing worse than getting picked last is not getting picked at all. Having to stand there on the sidelines watching other people play the game that I loved because I wasn't deemed good enough by some team captain. Not a fun experience. I've been unemployed for just over a month, and I'll be honest, the last month has been a roller coaster. On the one hand, I have felt this constant pressure to provide, to get a job so that we can have income and insurance for my family, and this looming confusion of not knowing how long I'm going to be unemployed. And I've honestly felt a lot of shame. And then on the other hand, over the last couple of weeks, I've had some incredible conversations with business owners and entrepreneurs and supportive friends and strangers. We've talked about the impact they're trying to have on the world, the problems they're trying to solve, the obstacles that they're running into and their hopes and dreams, and whether or not it would make sense for me to be a part of those hopes and dreams. I've loved these conversations. They have inspired and excited me. Most of the time, I walk away with my fingers crossed that there's an opportunity to work together. Oftentimes, the answer is, we'd really love to work with you, we just aren't ready. And then other times it's, hey, we loved meeting with you, you're obviously super talented, but we decided to go in a different direction. And that's honestly the most difficult part of this unemployment journey. It's having the talents and skills and the drive and the desire to get out there and make a difference for one of these companies, and then just not being picked. And on top of that, not knowing why you're not getting picked. It just catapults me back to those elementary school days, standing on the soccer field, hoping that somebody's going to go, I want you on my team. It kind of sucks. So I decided that I'm done sitting around waiting to be picked. In the words of one of my favorite marketers, Seth Godin,
the world I grew up in is a world based on scarcity. Only a few people get an A. Only a few people get into a famous college. Only a few people get to the placement office. Only a few people get to be on Oprah, on and on and on. Scarcity is a core tenet, not just a side effect of the industrial age. The corner office, there's only 4 corners. The corner office is scarce. And we optimized, and good parents optimized, to get picked or to have our kids get picked. That's why the stickers on the back of your car. That's why the list of people pitching to get on someone's podcast is enormous. And then it all changed. And it changed because attention changed, and because the long tail showed up, and because if you want to sing, you can sing, and if you want to teach, you can teach, and no one can stop you. And so instead of waiting for Oprah to call, because I got to tell you, she and I were talking this morning, she's not going to call, you get to pick yourself. You get to pick yourself by saying, I'm going to lead. Who wants to follow me? I'm going to show up with something generous. Who would like to engage with me? And the smallest viable audience is not that many people. And so you can show up in the world for not that many people and be proud of the work you do.
So I'm picking myself. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to keep applying to cool jobs that I think are interesting. So if you think that we would work well together, just go visit interviewnate.com and you can set up an appointment to chat with me and we can explore that. But I'm not just going to sit around and wait anymore. I'm going to be committing a big chunk of my time during this unemployment phase to exploring how I can solve really big, meaningful problems that I care about. And I'm going to share them here with you in the hopes that you get excited about solving some of those big, awesome problems too. And the cool thing that I found is that since taking this approach, my despair and sadness and shame has started to dissipate quite a bit. And as I've directed my time and energy towards something creative, towards building something, towards solving a problem, I'm really hopeful about this next chapter. So I hope you follow along. Now, one last thing before I go. If you are like me and you are stuck in this weird in-between place in your career where you're kind of just sitting around waiting to be picked, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's talk. I know this is a lonely road, and if there's something that I can do to help you on your journey or to help you accomplish your goals or find the right next thing, let me know.